So now that the pattern is stemmed in, you can see it's looks like someone shot it with a shotgun or something, or a astro or a meteor shower or whatever. So now I'm gonna stain. For stain, I'm just gonna use some, as you can see, very cheap shoe polish. It gets a really nice antique look to it, like this one. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now. First, let's start with the show side. So I'm not even yeah, there it goes. As you can see, it looks very dark right now, but once it dries, it has a really nice antique look. And if you go like this, you can also can get a wood stain pattern. Not really liking that one on this particular sheath. Just gonna make sure that all the whole pattern. Also, I'm gonna dab it. So now you got a really nice, well, in my opinion, really nice pattern. So now I'm gonna let this one dry, and while this one dry, I'm gonna do already. So as I was saying, I'm gonna do the insides of the welt already. These ones are already burnished, so also I can do the small strap also. If you already have cut out the other pieces, you can do them also, but I don't have them cut out yet. For one single reason, the leather is thicker than the cardboard, so it may or may not fit correctly. So now that's almost dry. I'm gonna put on another coat so it gets a nice and dark antique look. This one is already starting to dry, so I'm gonna do the other side. One thing very cool, on the show side it's gonna get a nice antique look. On the fleshy side, or whatever, it's gonna get real black. I mean, just get black on the flesh side. Also, I know a lot of people are gonna tell me, no, the shoe polish is not good. The guy who told me he used to make everything from holsters, sheaths, gun straps, everything. He only used shoe polish. He was one of the best leather makers in town. Was a nice guy, but he passed away recently. Well, recently, a few months ago, due to cancer. So yeah, that sucks. No, he helped me with leather work a bit. And I'm gonna make sure this is dry. Once this one dries, I'm gonna do this side. What I'm gonna do is most of the sides. I'm gonna leave I'm gonna do it all like I usually do. Once this is dry, we need some sandpaper and some leatherworking glue. I don't have leatherworking glue, so I'm gonna use some. I'm not even sure what glue it is. It has worked with me for all the time. I started with this glue, I still use it, so it's good. I have used mostly this one, this Scotch, that works, but this one works a bit better. Not much, but well, on some occasions. So no, that's also this things dries really fast. I'm gonna take some sandpaper if I can find where I have put it. I'm gonna take some sandpaper out. Also nice way to store sandpaper. I'm gonna take some 80 grit sandpaper. More than enough. Sand this for the weld. Also the weld itself. Both sides. This is giving the glue a lot more to stick to. Now that's done. I'm gonna glue this already. And well, first I'm gonna see where, as you can see, it's way too big. That was something I was expecting. That's always the case. Well, 99.9% I do this. That's the case. I'm gonna see where I want to cut it. I'm gonna cut it about here. See it again. Looks like I may have cut off another piece. It looks like I need to cut off another piece, so I get a nice drain hole. Better to cut off a few times more than cut too much of. So yeah, now we're gonna glue it all together. I'm gonna use the rest of this Scotch glue, if I can get it open. My hands are cold, so yeah. So I'm gonna take the Scotch glue, in this case, and see if there's still enough in. Yeah. This also dries very fast, so we have to move it. Keep moving the glue so it doesn't set too quickly. Take the welds, put it in. Hold it for a few seconds so it stays the shape you want. This part, again, to put on the glue, be fast with it, not like me. Well, it's not a big deal. If it dries up before, just scrape off the glue and do it again. When it's time to fold over the sheet, we're gonna start clamping it together while letting it dry. Once it's clamped, you can see if the knife will fit. It should be, but you never know. Something always can go wrong. So let's take the knife. Fits nicely in there, looks nice. As you can see, nope. Yeah, you can't see it. No play. So yeah, that's that already. So now we're gonna let this dry, and we will come back in a few hours. The reason why I say we'll come back in a few hours is the drying time is a few minutes, but to make sure. So once the glue is dried, we're gonna cut off the excess and start marking the space for the holes, and yeah, gonna then drill the holes, then stitch it. So let's start with cutting up some excess material. Next we're gonna mark the holes. For that I'm gonna use the wing divider again. Again about 5 millimeters or half a centimeter apart. That's what I do mostly, so yeah, that's why. Excuse me for the noise, he just sprung back on. So now it's time to, well, stitch the holes. First of all, putting a needle can be a bit tricky. It's gonna be it can be a bit tricky, but not all that hard. Once the needle is in, you can put it back to the cord and make it like it's, yeah, just basically make a knot and start stitching. I'm gonna do what's called a saddle stitch. It's a 2 needle stitch. So just put in the needle, put it in the next hole. Take the other needle, of course, on the other end of the string. Put it in the same hole, but on the different side. And repeat that process on the whole sheet. Make sure it's nice and tight. So this basically, every stitch is becoming a knot. So that's basically a saddle stitch. Repeat it on the whole sheet and that's it.